righty reliever. We've been told this is a fluid bullpen.
Oh my God! Oh no.
Buck Showalter is immediately out. We talked about how this was a really tense game yesterday.
And both dugouts are out there on the field.
Dugouts have cleared. Bullpens are coming out now. 3 Mets hit by a pitch yesterday against the Nationals. It sounded like Buck and Dave had cleared the air. They know that they're trying to find a grip on these new baseballs, and it's just really tough. But you've got a star like Lindor. You're trying to see him have a turnaround year with this club that he has signed such a big contract with.
Important to note, though, that was scary to see Lindor go down, but he is up, he is walking around, he's staying on the perimeter of that scrum.
And you've got veterans like Nelson Cruz who are going to keep people at bay right now. Pete Alonso got lucky yesterday as that ricocheted again right off the ear flap. He had a busted up lip. He was negative for concussion protocol. You see Eric Young Jr., Soto, a couple other guys who are taking the time to check on Lindor. Alonso, we mentioned, he was one of the ones hit. He's not going to be happy about this either.
Oh my God!
And you hear this immediately. Lindor trying to get out of the way of this. Don't be fooled, that didn't hit the bat and ricochet. That was right up and in, and you get a lot of that. Lindor has the mic on him. That chain has been wrapped around it all night, so you are right in the thick of things when you're hearing that. And again, it's cold. The temperatures have dropped significantly since first pitch, so maintaining that control.
Same time, a few guys have been hit. You saw Alonso get hit yesterday up high. You have your guy Lindor get hit up high. And it's sooner or later, tensions flare and guys get fed up. And they say, hey man, if you can't throw inside, don't try to come in there because it's very dangerous.
So it looks like they're getting some separation here now. They've checked Lindor. He looks like he's got all of his teeth. He talked about how quickly he built a bond and they've gotten to know and respect each other, and how much this shortstop has come around to really mesh with the vibes of that clubhouse. And he's squatted over right now with the training staff. They're out at the lip of the circle.
It's just very scary, but thankfully that may be 2 times in 2 days that chin strap has saved somebody. I mean, these guys are, throwing gas. Cishek throws 90 miles an hour. I mean, you have 90 miles an hour off the chin. That can take you out.
Happened last night. Patrick Corbin, and Buck said, it gets you on the foot. You understand that one. But then here, diving out of the way again goes McCann and Pete Alonso. And that's what scares you right there. Again, this is not intentional, but when you start talking about a hand is bad enough because that can take you out of lineup for a couple days. But when you're playing around the face, the head, you're entering concussion protocol. You're wondering, is it more than that? Do you have a broken nose? Do you have to go do something else? So Showalter's looking at his possible selections here.
We saw how mad Buck was about this just with the Pete Alonso and the 2 James McCann hit by pitches. I think Major League Baseball has a serious issue on their hands. They crack down on sticky stuff. They crack down harder ahead of this season. That's important to note. So mid-season last year, they said, we're going to start checking pitchers for sticky stuff. They checked their hat and their belt and their gloves. Ahead of this season, they said, we're going to check your hands, because they thought that by the end of last year, guys had started using it again. They'd found some way to get around the rules. Doesn't seem like they're getting around the rules, but it seems like we have a whole new problem that could be significantly more dangerous.
For the righty reliever, we've been told this is a fluid bullpen. You see plays like this, and Lindor might have been a good thing, CY, that he had the bat up in that bunt position instead of being fully open.
He does. It's just being in a position to bunt. Your body is more square to the plate, and you're more vulnerable to something bad happening.
Had been standing on the mound. You're hearing the boos again because he came pretty aggressively off towards, it looks like Buck Showalter may have said something else. Martinez is going to come get his guy, and Cishek is leaving the game. And now Martinez has the unfortunate situation. He only brought his reliever in. He only gets to face Lindor, and he's